Oh, hey boss. How's it going? Oh, you need another tracking spreadsheet. Okay, you mean outside of the one that I already have to do and another one for something else? Okay, alright, yeah, I'll go take a look. The entire time I'm thinking something along these lines.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
And yeah, that's pretty much how tracking spreadsheets go for the most part. But what we're going to do today is get through these quickly, easily, and go through and make sure we have some stuff that's fast, easy, repeatable, and nothing you need to really spend a lot of time on. So we are here in our sample data set that you may remember if you looked at the last video. What we have is a bunch of different line items, different accounts. It's an export from, let's say, our accounting software, whatever that happens to be. And we've got a jumble of it. So we need to look at certain items, and in this case there are over 18,000. It would be a pain to go through and add them. We're not going to do that. That's ridiculous. So there's two ways we can go about this. We can do a manual tracker, which is kind of the way that most of these go, and you're going to have to update a few functions, change a few things around, and here's a sample of that. And then we'll do an example where we can follow through on that quickly. Then we'll have one that I prefer, the pivot chart. It's faster, it's easier, and it takes maybe 5 seconds if you're decently quick with it to update. It's awesome. Then we'll do an example of that. So back to here. Looking at the manual tracker, we want to find two things. First is project type and a total. The second is the month. So let's call this for the same year because that data is, the theoretical data is for 1 year. We have months here. So we've got January through December ordered there. We have project types, but we have 18,000 rows of data. So what happens if we go to our next week's export of data, and instead of the 18,004 or 18,005, let's say there's 19,637. We're not going to just add them in here. We're not going to sort them. We're not going to make sure we add them and don't overlap. No, we're just going to basically export the new file, and we're going to paste it over this old one. We'll forget about this one. All these things should update because you shouldn't have to go in and quintuple check your stuff that really should be automatable. So for this example, we're going to go project type. We're going to get the unique items there. Then we're going to find the amounts, and we'll use a SUMIF function for that. We'll do the same thing with months, SUMIF, and then we'll build charts off of them. It's going to be quick. So first we will go to project type. We're going to take that, copy and paste. So what I did there, I clicked on the top, I hit Shift Control down, and then I hit Control C for copy. And then I'm going to go right here, Control V for paste, and then I will go to Data, Remove Duplicates. Okay, we have those. Got rid of almost 18,000. We have 14 left. We're also going to get a total. We'll write that in here. Then we're going to get our other item, which was the month. So we're going to come back to the top with Control up. We will go over to month. We'll hit Shift Control again, and as they're held down, press the down arrow. Same thing, Control C. Go back to here. Control V for paste. Then we'll go Data, Remove Duplicates. Okay. Then we will be doing this, equals sum if. We have another video on that if you want to take a look at that. And what's the range that we're going to find this value in? So we're going to go back to our sample data, and I just did Control page down twice to go over here. So if you're here, you hit Control page down, page up. You can change tabs without using the mouse. And the data we want to find is right in here. So we're just going to click column F. We don't even care that anything else is there. We don't care where the data ends. It could be 10 million lines. It could be 15. It doesn't matter. We hit column F. Once we see that right here, F:(F), hit F4 to lock it down, because F4 is money, comma, and what's the criteria we're looking for? Project A. Click that, and we're not going to hit F4 there. because we want it to move up and down as we move this function up and down, comma, and what's the range we want to add up? We want to add up the amounts. So we'll go back to sample data, click right there, F4, lock it down, close the parentheses, enter, and there it is. Then we'll flash fill right on down there, and here we're just going to go sum, and there it is. Then we'll filter these, amount, shift control down, and then shift control 4 to make it currency. And then we will go to, we are in data already. We're going to make a table here. So we're going to go with, actually we'll go to, we're just going to do the hotkey, control T. Problem solved. It has headers, enter. Then we're going to do this one, same thing, sum if equals sum if. What's the range we want to add? That's the months right here. So we do control page down twice. And where are the months? Right here. Hit column K. We've got the whole thing. F4, lock it down. F4 is money. And what's the criteria? We're going to find that month. So we'll click that, comma. We will not lock it down. Then we'll go to the sum range, which again is the amount. Sample data. Here's the amount. Click it, whole column. F4, lock it down. Then we close the parentheses, enter. And we use the magic of flash fill. Close it, shift control 4, and there you are. Then we're going to type this amount as well. We'll go down here, total, sum, and there it is. What do you know? Our totals match. But we still need a table, control T. It has headers, okay. We're going to sort this smallest to largest, and we'll just double check this. Oh, so that didn't exactly work out, so we'll drag that up. We just double check the first time, double click, problem solved. We'll do the same here. We want to go A to Z. We check that with F2, and then we'll flash fill, and there we are. We just do a spot check by clicking and hitting F2. We know that works. Then we're going to go highlight what we want to show, project type and the amount, insert, recommended charts, why not? Looks good to me. Hit OK. Move it right here. And then we'll hit our format. We have our standard templates, and there's that one. Then we'll do the same for this. Insert, recommended charts, and let's do a line chart for this one. OK. Drag it over here. There's that. And we've got our manual tracking spreadsheet that we can do right-click, add amounts, things like that, data labels, and we can really change to however we want to make it look. So as long as this data stays consistent, meaning every time we download a new copy of this, those functions will track. So let's add a hypothetical example here. Month 1, we're going to add, we'll copy one of those amounts and we'll add something like $10 million. So we're going to see this increase by $10 million. It'll be 11, 746, 909, 47. So we have a month 1 right here. That's the whole thing. This is just to show you how flexible this is. Copy that down. The amount, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. Manual tracker. It updated. Great. So it doesn't matter what happens in here. It's always going to be able to update, and you're going to have your tracking spreadsheets continuously updated as long as they have the same data. The only thing that can really screw this up is if for some reason you go to, you export your data source, and let's say there's another column added in, something is removed, things like that. Now we're going to go to the pivot chart, and with the pivot chart here, we see that we have a very similar thing. The only difference is it's going to make it a lot faster to put this together. So we'll go here, we click anywhere in the data, it doesn't matter. Insert, instead of pivot table, pivot chart. We'll pick an existing location, go here, pivot chart, I want it there, okay. Then our first table, we're going to go with project type and amount. And there it is. And we will Shift Control 4, format that there. We have this. And we will change our design just like we normally do. We click in the chart, hit design, and we'll pick that one. Let's say we want to add some column labels, so you pick right here, right click, add data labels. There you go. Then we'll add one more, anywhere in the data again, insert, pivot chart, existing worksheet, and we click our location where we want it. Let's put it here. Okay. And then we're going to use month. We'll use amount. And again, Shift Control 4 right there. And we can change this here. Design. And there we are. We'll right click, add data labels. And even walking through that at a fairly slow pace, would that take us? 30 seconds? But we can also change this if we want it to look a little different. We click in the pivot table, design. We can pick these and those, these and those. So what I'm going to do one more time is the pivot chart example, except I'm going to do it just fast how I would do it in the office, just not thinking about it. So when you get your hotkeys down, Alt-N, SCP, enter. We'll go with amount, and we'll go with project type. Sample data, Alt-N, SCP, existing, location, pivot chart. Oops, that one. We'll go with month, amount, that. Then we'll take this, design, and there we are. It can be that fast. There's no reason these things have to be difficult, and the beautiful thing is, as long as you have data that is the same format every time, all you'll have to do to update these, you click anywhere in the table, analyze in the pivot table, change data source, and we'll select all the data, or you can go in the top left here, Shift Control, write down, enter, refresh. So to do that again, change data source, Shift Control, write down, enter, refresh. And you've got yourself an automatically updating spreadsheet that should take you maybe 30 seconds. All right, thanks. See you next time.